Yes, hello.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. How are you doing today?
A little under the weather. How about you?
Oh, yes, same here. I think
Uh-huh.
that climate is changing and it's affecting everyone, so it's viral.
Mhm.
Yes, so how have you been doing so far?
I've been doing not so well because I've been under the weather for around 2 weeks now.
Oh,
So, not so well, not so consistent, even in my speaking English practice. But then
okay.
I canceled, like before this session, I canceled two sessions
Okay.
yesterday. But then I thought of taking this one and not canceling this one today because my validity is also about to expire. The subscription is about to expire.
Okay.
So I thought, let's make the most of it.
True. So, like, how many sessions you have taken so far?
I guess more than 90 on EnglishYaari.
More than 90. Yes. So you've been like consistent as you started classes over here. So how has it been? How's your journey been so far?
It has been amazing, I would say, because I really look forward to conversations. I learn a lot through interactions or through
Mm-hmm.
real-time conversations. So it is easy for me to learn that way. Otherwise, being a housewife, I really don't get much time to sit with a particular video, maybe or particular podcast and jot down things. But learning this way is pretty easier.
Absolutely. What do you do? Are you working anywhere?
I'm a YouTuber and spoken English tutor. I teach
Wow. Mm-hmm.
beginners and intermediates online. And yes, these two things I do.
Very nice. So you have a YouTube channel.
Right.
Okay. So how many years it's been that you're doing
It's
this?
been, yes, over a year.
So yes, good to know that. And you've taken 90 sessions plus you're also a online tutor, right? So how's your journey going on with the tutor? Is it like challenging sometimes for you?
Uh-huh. Not anymore, but when I started, initial phase was really challenging because I was not aware of teaching methods. I was just shooting in the dark. But now I'm much more aware and I know how to handle students. Different students have different needs. So it has
Yes.
become easier over time for me to
Mm-hmm.
handle their queries, handle their concerns and requirements.
Very nice. So, yes, being a teacher, it's a noble job, yet critical at times, and it becomes challenging. But yes, good to know that we are on the same page. Well, so today it's our first session, and I hope that you've been through my introduction.
Yes.
Yes, you've watched it, right? Okay, so there's nothing more out of that. But if you want to ask anything, you can.
Hmm. Okay, so not about your introduction because I already know a lot about you, but I've jotted
Okay.
down some questions for you today
Okay,
because I thought I'm
that's
a little under
interesting.
the weather, so why not trouble you? But it turned out that you are also under the weather. But let's
Yeah,
have a light conversation
sure.
regarding some common myths among the learners about English learning, right?
Okay,
So can we do
sure.
that?
Sure, we can do that. Let's
Mhm.
go.
Yes. So it's about fluency, myths, and the reality. Myths versus the reality. So, like
Okay.
many learners dream of becoming fluent very fast, like sometimes 30 days, sometimes 60 days. So, from a
Yes.
learner's perspective, is it really realistic or are we chasing just myths? Some advertisements are also there that you can become fluent in just 30 days. So, what do you
Yes.
think about this? Are they simply misleading learners?
Well, so yes, I think that yeah, there are certain platforms. So they say that you can learn English in one day. So I think that's a myth because in one day it's of course not possible. It's just very ironic at all. Secondly, I feel that there are some experts who have those strategies in order to maintain that flow with the learners. Of course, if it's 30 days, I can understand that you will be able to teach some basics, right? Because any learner on the platform is not like a blank um, slate or something like that. It's like they know a bit about English, but it's only we need to polish it. So yes, I can understand that. Myths are many, but now we can't judge anyone on their teaching. Of course, everyone has different perspectives, but so far as my professional career is concerned, because I'm in this industry for more than 10 years now, and being a professional teacher, so I'm quite aware about what the learners go through. So first thing is that every level takes at least 3 to 6 months, right? So even if it's a basic level, so from basic to intermediate level, I think we do take 3 to 6 months depending on the learners,
Mhm.
how they take it, so how the grasping part of that. So yes, these are a few things that I've observed.
Mhm.
But yes, if I want to talk about fluency, one thing I would like to mention is fluency means speaking fast. Okay, it's about smoothness, clarity, and even confidence, right? It's not speed. But native speakers, they use pause, restart, and they hesitate all the time. So speaking clearly at a moderate pace is something that I call fluency. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Exactly. Sometimes people are not able to find the difference between improvement and fluency. Like they chase fluency only. It's just a buzzword for them that yes, we want to become fluent, we want to
fluent,
become fluent,
yes.
but they forget to focus on improvement, progress.
Absolutely. And that is the major compact decisions that they make. While taking any particular course, I feel that there are at least 90% of learners who have come to me and they've said that, ma'am, what do you think that in how many days I'll learn English, right? So it's like a task for them. So
Hmm.
language, any language, whether I'm learning French, even for
Hmm.
getting A1 level, I need at least 3 months, right? So
Hmm.
until that is not done, I'm not able to go to the next level. So fluency and adaptability of that language, it you have to compromise and sacrifice few things that you're doing on the daily basis. I think what a learner lacks is practice. I've seen like a lot of working professionals, since I'm teaching business English to a lot of adults right now. So there is a gap in practice. And that is why I've seen that 50% of learners who are doing daily practice, I've seen a major and drastic improvement in them. But whereas people who lack practice, I've seen them on the same level for more than 3 months, no matter if they've taken 200 or 300 sessions. So, yes.
Yes. So that means it's more about daily practice rather than simply chasing fluency or simply dreaming about that, yes, after a
Yes.
year being in this particular system, I'll be fluent. But it's more about practice.
More
So, what
about
according to
practice.
you is the right system? Like for me,
Hmm.
from whatever I have learned so far, I feel the right environment is the right system where you get to meet people, where you get to meet like-minded people and your co-learners and you practice with them on a daily
Yes.
basis on different topics. That's what the right system is for you, and you can
Yes.
become fluent over time following that system.
Absolutely. Yes. So since you are in the same field, I know that you also must be struggling sometimes to answer the same questions to the learners. Like they want to be fluent, right? So most of the time, what I suggest them is listening skills, because listening skills work best. Now we are having conversation, and for example, now you are a beginner level student, for example, and this is your first day. So within 10 days, 15 days, with time, gradually you will start listening to me if I am the same tutor, or maybe with different tutors, of course. But with listening skill, you will be able to grasp some words time to time, right? And most of them have the habit of noting down. So when you note down something in the notebook, not typing, noting down with hand is the best key to remember and memorizing. So that is one thing. And second thing is listening skills, because I think when you start listening to stories, so there is a gauge that you get where you listen so consistently, and you're not distracted anywhere, so you enjoy that. So whatever you enjoy listening to, you grasp fast. So listening and writing, these are the main keys to work. But if you don't have environment, you can often record yourself. So
Right. When you work
record.
alone, yes, that
Yeah.
method definitely works to record your own videos and then reflect on your videos and see where
Yes.
you're feeling a bit off and then working on that particular area. That
Yes,
definitely
absolutely.
works. And
Mm-hmm.
mirror practice is also there. Some people are not comfortable. They are camera conscious, so they can, I think they'll not be
Able
I
to do
mean, mirror
that.
conscious in that case.
They are very hesitant, yes. But
Uh-huh.
I've seen that people, they lack practice, of course, because they don't want to do anything. Neither they want to listen, neither they want to write, or neither they want to talk to anyone. So the
Mhm.
communication gap is there. This barrier is wide. It's
Mhm.
widespread. And especially with working professionals, of course, they don't have time to practice. This is only the
Right.
platform where they come, and at least for
Mhm.
25 to 30 minutes they speak. So
Mhm.
this is only their practice, I feel.
Mhm.
So
Okay. So do you think this is enough, 20 to 25 minutes of practice every day? Is that enough to achieve fluency?
No, I don't think that's enough because self practice is very important, and fluency is not dependent just by listening. It also absorbs a lot of things. Like you have to know, the certain rules of grammar. So grammar is the base of any language, and I often it's not something that you should know everything about grammar, but at least some basics, right? Like tenses is the main concern with most of the learners. Vocabulary is the main gap because people want to upgrade, they want to be fluent. Now being fluent doesn't mean you should know fancy words, right? You need to know advanced grammar to be fluent. That is one structure, because simple structures used automatically on complex grammar are used slowly. So mastering basics beats knowing rare rules. Secondly, I feel that vocabulary automatically means more fluency. So deep knowledge about fewer but high frequency words work better. So these two things fill the gap of maybe sentence verb agreements. So I think that that is the main structural issues that we have.
Right, I agree with that, but this is where learners mostly get confused because English is really vast. I mean, when they reach intermediate level, they feel like should I focus on advanced vocabulary words or maybe idioms or maybe phrasal verbs or something like that. So there they get really stuck and they don't feel that real improvement in their fluency. So for them,
Yes.
like if we talk about specifically real life English, practical English, where they go out and meet their friends, want to sound impressive without
Mm-hmm.
idioms or maybe phrasal verbs or heavy words. So, what kind of practices they should do on a daily basis?
Yes, so I think that role plays work better. And I think that I'm doing this with most of the beginner level students, and they enjoy that as well. So, having small talks, small talk is something, this is a new topic that I'm taking with most of the learners. And I think that fluency is a skill. It's not only about knowledge, you should have information. So, people have information, that's how you talk, right? Today, I am a teacher, not just because of my knowledge, it's also about a skill, because I know some skills, I'm sharing that with you. That's information. Okay, so I feel small talks work better. They should know about social settings, some ethics, some morals, to talk to people, strangers, even in the family or friends. If you have those phrases, then you're done. So there is no grammar needed, like I have to do this or that, but it's just a casual conversation. If you master that, I think you can speak to anyone. So
Right.
that is
Yes.
what's.
And I think we should start with daily life phrases only. That's where you gain confidence when you start using
Yes.
daily life phrases. And slowly and gradually, you keep on adding more and more to your speaking, and that's how
Yes,
you widen your
absolutely.
horizon. Right.
So, what do
Okay.
you do with the beginners and the intermediate level students? Like, have you had any weird case where there is a psych of the learner? We say it cannot be changed. So, how do you deal with that?
Mhm. So what we do, we have three WhatsApp learning communities where we have created this WhatsApp learning communities in a way so that they have daily structured practice. So we give
Okay.
them topics and then they practice on their topics with other co-learners in the group. And then we give sessions so that we address their queries or maybe we bring up some activities for them like role
Mm-hmm.
plays, debates, discussions.
Yes,
So that's
that
how we
matters.
cater to
Yeah.
them, right? So they
Mm-hmm.
have their speaking practice more and more in these groups.
Yeah.
And if I talk about, some rigid mindset, so we try to make them understand that yes, this is how it works. But if they
Uh-huh.
don't agree to it, so we don't waste our
Hmm.
much time on that actually, because
Yes.
it's really difficult for some people to unlearn what they have learned over the period of time. So it's difficult for them. We can simply give them some practical solutions. If they understand, it's good for them and they can go by that. But it's really a waste of time to, focus on one particular learner only, and he or she is simply not ready to listen to anything or ready to understand anything, then it's just a waste of time.
Absolutely. Yes, I agree with that. And yes, there are things like, one on one may not work sometime with most of the learners. They need a group to talk. So that is where, they can listen and learn. So that is also one strategy that we use. But here at EnglishYaari, I think that there are only 10% of people where I have faced there is a particular psych, in learners, that they are not able to take the feedback positively sometimes. We have to work a lot on them. But yes, time to time, gradually they improve.
But sometimes what happens, these learners, they keep getting the same feedback again and again, or the same rectification again and again, but they don't actually work on that. They keep making the
Correct.
same mistakes.
Yes, that is absolutely true. And, that is the common, you can say, complaint, they have. And they have told me that, ma'am, this was the same feedback I got from the previous tutor as well. So I think then I said that that would be the main thing. I said that is only the feedback that you're getting. That means you need to work on that. So your improvisation is based on those key
Exactly.
factors. So, yeah,
Okay,
yes.
so my
Mm-hmm.
next question is, some people think that fluency is talent based, or maybe it depends on your background. If you're from English medium background, it would be easy for you to achieve fluency, and people from Hindi medium background, it's difficult for them to achieve fluency, or maybe they'll take more time than that of English medium background learners. So, what is your take on this?
So I think that it's not. I think most of the learners are from a different vernacular mediums. So it's not necessary to have the background of English. I think that even people who have taken semi-English in schools and colleges, they are still fluent in their English. So what matters is the environment, just like we discussed before. And fluent speakers never like search for words. You must have seen most of the people struggle with fillers, right? That is the main problem, paraphrasing or even stalling phrases. So fluency is just like a skill, I feel, that even if you show it in writing, if your writing is good, you have to be fluent. It comes in communication automatically. If you're a good reader, it comes in fluency. That So communication is a holistic approach, what you're doing in your daily life. So when you listen to people, so 70%, if you see a pie diagram, in that 70% of fluent speakers are because of listening skills. So that is very dominant on any other skill. So that's why I always suggest listening skills. So I think
Right.
native speakers, one more point I would like to add is native speakers. When people are listening to native speakers, so the main problem with fluency is pronunciation errors. There are commonly mispronounced words, and even the fluent speakers are making these mistakes. So when they listen to native speakers, you gradually adapt to that pronunciations. So yeah, that is one.
And I've noticed that sometimes what happens, our subconscious mind registers some words and we are not even aware of it. But while speaking, it comes to us and we use it in the context, even if we are not aware of the definition. And
Correct.
that's definitely not required, right?
Absolutely.
So, right influence, does that matter? Or the right kind of videos?
Yes, right influence matters. I think that you should have a good mentor, and what matters is that you're listening to the correct videos. I think that people are taking random videos and they're just listening to it. Some people say I'm watching Netflix. Some people say I'm watching some movies. So I said that what is the context behind that? They're saying we are reading books. We have finished 5 books, but what did you learn from that? I think even if you read one paragraph a day, that is more than reading 1,000 books. But you need to do contextual reading. So contextual reading, contextual vocabulary, contextual appearance of anything matters. So if I'm taking a topic, say, um, you know maybe about traveling, so my context of vocabulary should be related to traveling. So that's how you remember that. So if you follow the right guidance and practice and structure, that's how you're going to save your time and not waste time in at certain platforms, you can say.
Right. And you
Yeah.
also feel confident because you've already
Hmm.
learned some words in context, or maybe some phrases in context, and you can confidently use them.
Correct.
Let's suppose related to traveling or maybe related to food, you can take different topics, different days. That will
Yes.
definitely work. Helped in my
Yes.
case too.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so using simple language is the key. I think most of them struggle even with basics. So I think impromptus and role plays, it gives a key to them to at least trigger their speech. They at least feel, okay, now I need to speak. At least even for 1 minute also, if you're able to speak, you can gather some necessary information. But I've seen them struggling even for 30 seconds. So this is where they have to work more.
Exactly. And I
Yeah.
was remembering my time, like earlier, what used to happen when I used to call customer care executives. So they would speak in English. I would understand everything, but I didn't have this courage to reply in English. I would
Yeah.
always reply in Hindi only. But after
Yes.
practicing, or after simply, with that courage or uttering some words, you start getting some courage to speak to people, even if you're speaking
Yes.
wrong.
Absolutely. And I
Right?
think that this is the best practice, like speaking to a customer care, going to a shopkeeper, or just having a small conversation. So that's why I suggested like small talks,
Right.
so that helps a lot because they are into different characters and different scenarios. So it's challenge for them to speak. So I think that's a great practice.
Right.
Yeah.
To conclude this, we can say fluency is not a magic, not instant, but yes, consistently practicing every single day. That's what is fluency, right?
Consistency and practice is the key, yes.
Mhm.
So I would like just try to suggest like few practices that they can do would be like, if you just want to create that environment, so just pick any topic and
Mhm.
speak for at least 60 seconds on a
Mhm.
particular topic, record yourself. And there are so many apps that are available right now, like Grammarly, so you can also write, you can check like where your tenses are hampered, right? So I think you need to use the resources. People are not using the resources appropriately, and they don't, even if they know, I don't know why they are not putting it into use. So I
Mhm.
think that simple practices, impromptus, role plays, or having small talks will
Mhm.
definitely boost their confidence for beginners, I mean.
Def- Definitely, definitely.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you so much, ma'am, for your
Yes.
amazing insights. And definitely going to help learners. It helped me too.
Yes.
I could relate with most of them because when I started,
Correct.
I did these kind of practices to improve my fluency. But at the same time, I felt in this journey that we need to stay in touch with the language forever. Otherwise, we forget.
Yes, absolutely. So if you just like there are certain tasks that we do, like cooking, for example.
Mhm.
So cooking also requires consistency. If you're just going to cook a month and then after a year you come back, you're not going to relate with the skill again. Even cycling or riding a bicycle, right? So it's the
Mhm.
same thing. So language is also not a magic. You have to be consistent with the flow.
Exactly.
Yes.
Get it.
So it
Okay.
was really nice talking to you. And I think that whatever you shared, it's absolutely the same thing that we have to do, in everyday life. And you can say advices, suggestions, and techniques, it is relatable, of course, with our journey as well. So you're doing a great job, and it's noble thing to, teach everyone. So I think I wish you all the best for that as well. And
Thank you so much,
definitely we'll
ma'am.
see you next time. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am. Looking forward
Thank
to
you.
it. Okay,
Thank
bye.
you. Have a great day. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye bye.